My 8 weather stations say we got a 3-day window to make hay. So that's what we're gonna try to do. So this third cutting here is probably at least 75% alfalfa. There's not a whole lot of grass in this cutting. I mean, yeah, there's like very little grass in here, but I'm running into a big problem. That should tell you what my problem is right there. I mean, look at this. That's half my leaf right there. Some of it came from the mower. So like here, I'm sitting in a mower pass. But you come out here, there's not a whole lot out here. But as soon as I hit it with the tedder, it's just, I just cut it an hour ago. Like I finished cutting and got right to tedding. I'm running the tedder at like idle speed, very slow. But there's not really much else I can do about it. I gotta get it tedded out because we only have 3 days maybe. And there's still chances of storms and rain. So I gotta do what I gotta do to at least try to get it dry. We're gonna lose a lot of leaf here doing this way, but there is still a lot of leaf on the plant. Well, we've got some not so cool looking clouds rolling in here, at least as far as a hay producer. I don't like the look of those clouds. AccuWeather is the only one saying that there's a chance of rain. It's saying 50% chance of rain at 5, and I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but these clouds look like they could probably do something at some point. Radar shows a bunch of scattered showers like 2 to 3 hours north of us, but nothing around our area, nothing really coming in. But, you know, summertime pop-up storms happen. After further investigation of the radar, there is a bunch of scattered showers coming straight down from the north. Whether they get us or not, that's, you never know. Some guys are saying 50% chance and some weather stations are saying 0% chance. So it's kind of just a waiting game to see if anything does happen. I'm not the only one that mowed some alfalfa, but I went and checked some crops and I was in the woods kind of, couldn't really see the clouds. And now I'm on my way back to the farm and there's a nice rain cell coming right towards us. So it looks like we're gonna get probably a 5 or 15-minute shower on the hay, and it looks like, according to radar, it looks like it's gonna be a nice heavy shower. Yeah, weatherman was wrong. I mean, I can't say it was wrong. I guess some of them were right, but the ones that I were hoping were right were wrong. Yeah. There's still a few more chances of scattered showers yet today. It's nice and wet now. But hopefully it didn't absorb everything. Or hopefully it doesn't absorb a lot. We got another day of a nice stiff breeze. Clear skies to my west for now. A couple weather stations are calling for probably a 10th of rain here, 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. And we got a 10th of rain yesterday. However, the hay does not seem to be bothered by it. But we are going to ted it out again, just to get it up off the ground, flip it, and try to dry it. Yep, we're going to lose leaves, but I got to treat this as a horse hay crop to try to get it dry. If it gets rained on again tonight and ruins it, we'll big bale it tomorrow. really hate tedding alfalfa more than once, because every time you handle alfalfa, you run the risk of losing a lot of leaves. And if you're not mindful of that, especially when tedding, you can really do some damage to it. However, we tedded it at the right time, and I think our tactics were good enough that we managed to hold on to a lot of leaves on here. I think that's off the tedder. This is either going to be the nicest alfalfa I've ever made or an absolute disaster. I mean, this stuff is still like soaking wet almost. Now it's got a dew on it, so it should dry out, but these stems aren't even close to being dry. So I single raked those fields there, and the majority of the actual dew was burnt off, but the hay was damp enough to where raked it in a row and we didn't lose any leaves. So if it dries out in the rows there, we'll make some nice hay. But I'm gonna finish raking, I don't know, probably start around 12 or something, merge the rows together that need to be merged, and crank up the preservative probably. I'm gonna try my best to refrain from being negative today about moisture and all that stuff, and I'm gonna try to stay positive and optimistic. This is the first stuff that we raked. Still very, very damp, but yeah, again, like I said, stay positive. Try to stay positive. So I'm topping the oil off on the tractor here. It's just about 4 o'clock. And I tell you what, it is so easy for me to get impatient. I just want to go out there and start baling, because I'm tired of sitting here watching this pot boil. Like that feels really dry. Sounds dry. That has got a crisp, a crunch. And most of that is the leaves. And if I bale them right now, they're gonna do this. They're gonna turn to powder and just break apart like that, which is why I don't want to bale it right now. Also, the stems they're taking their good old time. Now the stuff that's on top here, that's got direct sunlight, it's cured a good bit, but obviously the stuff on the bottom that doesn't have direct sunlight is struggling a little bit. But hey, I said I was not going to be negative and I was going to remain optimistic today, so that's what I'm doing. I think this thing burns oil, because check the oil here, and it was down to the add mark. Well, it's 5 o'clock and my impatience is getting to me, so I'm going to bale some outside rounds that I know are grassier and get them out of the way, because they're probably dry. And there's not a lot of alfalfa leaves in the grassy edges, so just gonna do that. Test moistures. So the first outside row there was really grassy. It gets grassy down there, and then I baled the 2 rows down along that tree line. They're all grassy. But this last row right here that I just baled, it's about straight alfalfa, just about. So we'll probe it and see where we're at. 24, 25-ish. Just up here. Oh man. 25, 25. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. A little bit of a wet spot. And we're back down. That's nice. Did a wagon so far, wagon and a half, and the stuff is actually, it's working out all right. It's testing anywhere from like 16 to 22. I know it's probably a little higher than that with the stems being the way that they are, but we're putting inoculant on. They're not terrible, but they could be a lot better because the sun is shining and it's stuff's blowing apart. Anyway, I got my wife riding with me. Isn't she cute up there, sitting on the old-fashioned buddy seat? Anyway, we're gonna keep chugging along here. The sun's going down, so hopefully the leaves start sticking together better. Chamber bales are always a good test because they are the tightest stuff's gonna get because all the pressure in the chamber here. That's a wet spot. That's a very wet spot. Let's plunge another spot. Plunge, that's not the right word. There we go. That's pretty good for alfalfa. The wet spots are to be expected, but we're stacking these at the top of the stack and out towards the front of the barn, so they are going to be getting the best airflow of anything thus far. that's what I like to see when baling alfalfa. And that's why we wait till the evening. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's quite a stack back there. Had a good group of guys. Once again, thank you guys for your help, because you helped me get a hay up in the barn in a good time. We brought the stack all the way out, and they took it all the way up, and got most of it right there. There's the last 40 bales are stacked on top of stuff back there. Quality wise, the last wagon and a half, 2 wagons, really nice leaf retention. Gosh guys, I hate alfalfa, but when all things come together, you bale it right there at that proper window, it looks really nice. But even the stuff that we started baling, like at the beginning, didn't look nearly that nice. Like when the sun is shining on it, it wants to blow apart. But as soon as it hits the shade, you start holding leaves. So there's a narrow window to get that stuff baled, but most of that's going to be pretty nice if it cures. We put inoculant on it, we back the tension down, and it is stacked in a way right out front by the barn there. Tall, skinny stack. There's nothing that's really buried too deep. So hopefully we don't have any molding or musting. Anyway, guys, that is it for my Friday night. I'm going to head home to my wife. That just got back, and you saw her today. And gonna head and do some boating tomorrow. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good weekend. If you stuck around the video this long, I just want to give a shout out to Stitzel Farm Equipment again. Brandon Stitzel, that's where we got the mower over there from. He saw that we were having problems with it, and he gave me a call out of the blue. He wanted to make sure that everything was okay, and he was calling just to make sure, see if there was anything that he could do to make it right with what broke down on it, because it was a good machine, and he was standing behind his product and the thing that he sold me. So I just want to shout him out and Stitzel Farm Equipment again, because they are good guys, and I know that there's not a lot of guys that would do that, that would call out of the blue randomly and try to make things right on a piece of equipment, on a used piece of equipment that doesn't have a warranty or anything. So again, I want to shout them out. They're definitely great guys, and I'll definitely buy again from them in the future, because I like to work with people who stand behind their equipment. So anyway, shouting out Stitzel Farm Equipment again. Check them out.